All right, so I'm recording this. So, like I was explaining to you guys, so I was saying there's literally nothing good that ever comes from panicking. Every of your brain power right now should be focused on how to maximize what the others are calling a problem. Great entrepreneurs solve problems. Now, what's the major problem people are facing right now? It's very simple. People need a reason to feel like life right now is worth living. That's the only problem everybody cares about right now. Right? So if we can figure out a way as entrepreneurs, if we can figure out a way to prove to them that if you're living your life right now, the money in the bank is not doing anything yet. So why don't you invest that money in something that gives you some form of comfort? It makes more sense to them. Do you understand? It makes more sense to them. It makes them feel and believe that life is worth living. So there's no point limiting myself. Yes, I don't want to go out, but there's no point limiting myself as long as I can still be safe. Right? So the next thing we want to do is we need to analyze the market right now. So here's the thing. So one of the major problems I've found that business people don't really take advantage of is they don't literally look at the market and say, what's going on in this market? What are the masses doing right now in this market that I can leverage on as a business opportunity to turn into a profitable business? An example is, if you look at the markets now, a lot of people are trying to do things virtually. Why are they trying to do things virtually? It's because of one simple thing. They believe that right now they are safe from their houses. So if you take your business and put all your efforts into making sure that on the virtual platform, you're offering them way more value than what you're asking for in return, guarantee people will still send you money. People will still pay you for your services. So how you do that to people, just look at what the masses are running into. What are they doing? They're running into their homes. What would they do at home? Would they just be looking at their tablets? Maybe. Would they be looking at their ceiling? Probably not. Would they be looking at their phones? Definitely. Because you see, one thing about human beings that we like to be distracted. We like it, like we love it. That's why sometimes when you start doing something, you will do it for a few minutes, a few seconds, a few hours. Next thing you say is, I'm tired, I want to do something else. We like that spontaneity. We like it when it is new and tangible. So what you need to do is to make sure that you're interrupting people in the process. And that can only first come from you understanding that, listen, watch what people are gravitating towards. Because the truth is, our inherent desires as human beings is to want to be occupied. We want something to fill our time. We do. Because look at your entire day. If you look at that, you have occupied your day with things that you felt important. So human beings want to work towards a purpose. It's just how we are. It's literally just how we are. So all you need to do is to interrupt them in that period where they're trying to work towards a purpose and offer them more value than what they think they would give you to get the value back. So as I was saying, I said, but you are, let me take this away, it's really disturbing me. But you are guaranteed, but you're guaranteed people are focusing their attention somewhere. Now, this is something I want you to pay attention to. See, there is never a time in business that people are not putting their attention somewhere. It may not be on your business, it may not be on your platform, but they are putting their attention somewhere. This is a very simple concept. An example is, if you're walking on the road and you see people fighting, automatically what do? Your focus shifts from the fact that you're walking. You could fall. I mean, you could literally fall into a gutter, but you leave the gutter and the road and everything, and what's the next thing you do? You shift your attention and you shift your focus. Why do you shift your attention and your focus? It's simple. Because you like to be distracted. But you don't like it when the distraction is bad. You like it when the distraction is good. Something that piques your interest. So when you see people fighting, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Oh, okay, this might be interesting. Let me see what's going on here. So all you need to do is you need to find out where people are shifting their attention, and you need to meet them there. It's important. Like, it's not even about where you want to put your adverts. It's not even about where you want to put your marketing material at all. It is all about where are people paying attention and how can you meet them there. Not like, it's not even personal. It's not even about I like this platform, I don't like this platform. Nope. Find out where your customers are putting their attention and go there to meet them. Let's go to the next slide. So the next slide is, after you found out where your customers are putting their attention, your very next step should be very, very, very calculated. And all you need to do to make a calculated step is make a plan. Now, let's see, like I said, after you found out what your people are spending their time on, then you need to sit down and write a plan based entirely about how to fit into their schedule. Now, this is very important, because sometimes when you try to sell something to people and you're not putting into their original plan for how they planned that month, or how they planned that day, or how they planned that week, you are disturbing them, but in a bad way. The forms of marketing that actually get people to buy your services are the disturbances that are done in a good way. Let me give you an example. So let's say, for example, I find out that I'm selling products to mothers. And I know from my research, when I analyze the markets, that young mothers are flocking towards Instagram. Then I ask myself questions like, okay, when they're flocking towards Instagram, what are they doing on Instagram? What pages are they going to visit on Instagram? How can I present myself in such a way that when they get to those pages, they meet me there? Do you see the concept? So let's say, for instance, they go to Niger Brand, for an example. What I do then is I just go to Niger Brand Chick's page and I wait for everybody to comment, and then I reply every single person's comment on Niger Brand Chick. Every single person that replies on Niger Brand Chick, because I found out from my research that that's where my customers are flocking to. It's very simple. I just go to Niger Brand Chick and I reply every comment, because I know for a fact that because of these people, they've already indicated interest in what Niger Brand Chick is doing, and Niger Brand Chick seems like what I'm doing. It makes sense. Listen to me and listen to me carefully. It makes sense for you to then go to the exact same platform and comment on their comments, to reply, like, and comment on their comments, not on Niger Brand Chick's comments, but on their own comments. Why? Because you want to get their attention. They already came to Instagram seeking what? Entertainment, but seeking it in the line of, oh, I may like things for babies. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure that you're meeting them at the point of their need. You're just trying to get your product directly into their face. As I was trying to say, so I said you fit into their schedule and you need to determine how your service fits what they want right now. Now, how you could do this is actually very simple. All you need to do is as simple and as basic as possible. All you need to do is do a list and say, okay, I'm trying to reach out to people that are 25, that are, for example, they live in Lagos. And those people that live in Lagos, they interact with this and this and this type of brand. And this, because these brands are getting so amount of traction, that's why they're surviving right now in business, right? And I want to make sure that these people that are patronizing these other people know that I exist. Not mainly because of them, but because one thing people don't realize is eagles fly with eagles. For example, the type of friends I roll around with are the type of friends that think the way I think. If you don't think the way I think, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to be my friend, right? So if I have a client, for example, that wants to buy something from Niger Brand Chick, but she has not made up her mind, and then all of a sudden she sees my product and she likes my product, guess what's going to happen? She's going to tell her friends that I exist. So I don't need to start paying a lot of money for adverts. I don't need to do that. Basic organic marketing. People will know that I exist. Because you see, one thing about paid adverts that I don't really like is they give you a wide audience. But what's to say that that wide audience likes what you're putting out? What's your guarantee? So coming back, I said, your aim should be to provide a solution to their new need for a distraction. Like I was explaining to you guys, everybody needs a distraction. Some people's form of enjoyment in distraction is, I want to find out how to learn something new. So for some people is, I want to watch a new music video. For some people is, I want to listen to a new song. You need to figure out, what do my customers, because see, even if you're doing music, that's the funny thing. Music is a business. So you need to figure out, what do my customers want to listen to? Because it's literally not about you. Because you can do all the types of music you like, and you to sleep and die with you in your house, right? So you need to think about it and say, what do my customers, which is the people that will buy the music, or at least stream the music, or even want me to come to the shows to hear me perform the music, what do they like? So that I can create more of that, and they would want me to come more. The reason why they call musicians for shows is simply because of what? People like them. As simple as that. So the next slide. I said, after you've done your plans and you've decided, oh, okay, these are the type of people that I'm trying to reach out to. This is how I will reach out to them. The next thing you need to think about is, how do I execute this plan? Now, I wrote something here that is always my mantra. See, a body will remain at rest. This is actually a law of motion. A body will remain at rest except a force acts on it. Listen, in business and when it comes to getting people to buy your service, it's very simple. People will not buy your service till you tell them they need to buy your service. Not because they don't want to, but because they don't know they should. Everybody needs somebody to tell them what to do. And the problem is, how do you tell them so that they don't think you're controlling them? Because nobody wants to be controlled. So how do you tell them, buy my service, without saying, buy my service? It's simple. You offer them value. What I do, for example, is I spend my time teaching people how to do business. I do it for one purpose and one purpose only. I want people to get better. But you see, the funny thing about life is, if somebody gets enough value from what you're giving to them, they're going to tell their friends. And then slowly you will build a small community around yourself. And you see, one thing people don't realize is, for every one person you meet, that one person knows at least 100 people. Are you telling me that in 100 people, one person out of them will not want to buy your service? So you need to be very, very, very particular about how you represent yourself to people. It's simple. So I give free business tips. That may not be something for you. That may be something you cannot do, right? But you can actually give free, maybe free fashion advice or free music advice, and tell people, this is what I'm seeing in my playlist that I like right now. Do you guys want to download this music? I have a good blog of where you can listen to it. Or I like this and I like this and I like this. If you guys are paying attention to my status, for example, you find out that a lot of my personality is in my status. I can talk business. I can talk about things that make me laugh. The next thing you hear me say is, oh, okay, so this is my thoughts and my opinions about it. I don't care what other people's opinions are. What I care about is my own opinion. If you like my opinion, great, let's talk. If you don't, let's discuss. If you still don't, I can't let your opinion rub off on my own opinion. That's just who I am. Like, do you get the point? So you need to figure out, how can I make sure that I'm sending a force into the energy of these people that makes them feel like there's urgency behind buying what I'm selling? There are a lot of techniques and tricks and strategies I use to do this thing. Maybe in some other classes, I can teach you how to break this down. Within the first call, I brag and I say to people that it's honestly how I roll. I have never been to a meeting when I'm trying to get a client and walked out of that meeting without getting that client. It has never happened to me, not once. Like, I have a standing record. And the reason is because sometimes I just understand that if somebody's on this level, all you need to do to get them to understand that you're telling them to buy your service and it will be beneficial to them is simple. Just enter their level. Talk to people from the level they are speaking to you at, and you get them to do what you want. So, as I was explaining to you, execute. Now I said, you are the force. Your clients are the body. Make sure to take your plans and start communicating them to your ideal clients. Now, this is another topic for another day, the ideal client mentality. A lot of business people are trying to reach the whole world. It cannot work. Do you know why it cannot work? It's simple. Because if you're competing with the whole world, guess what? People are going to buy based on price, based on location, based on who's closest to me. Who do I like? Who is my family member? But you see, the funny thing about it is, I have a lot of people that are not my family members that want me to do work for them. It's as simple as this. See, when you communicate to people that no matter what happens, you are staying in the business to make sure that they get value, they would leave their family members and come and give you the work to do. So I don't know who is doing fashion here or anything. My mind keeps telling me fashion. But listen, if I was a fashion designer, even though I know eventually I'm trying to get into that, but if I was a fashion designer, here's how I would communicate to my clients. I wouldn't be trying to reach the entire world. No, I'd be trying to reach the select few people that like what I like, which is kind of what Apple does. When Apple started, what Apple did was, they were not trying to reach the whole world like the PC, for example. What they wanted to do was to reach those people that think they are different. People that want a difference, people that want to look unique. Guess what happened after a while? Apple has grossed $1 billion. In fact, what am I saying? $1 trillion. Like, the company on its own grosses $1 trillion from a small, select group of people. Let's just think about that for a second. Because some people say that because you're dealing with a small audience, you will not make profits. It's a big, listen to me, it's a big lie. My audience is very small. I only deal with entrepreneurs that are ambitious. If you're not ambitious, I can't deal with you. If you just came into business because you don't have anything to do, I can't deal with you. I have to see after our conversation, because I have a vetting list. If for like the first 10 conversations I have with you, I don't think you're ambitious enough, do not stay close to me. If you're my client, I have fired clients. I have told clients, I no longer want to work with you because I don't agree with your own principles. It's as simple as that. You can't fight. It's not by force. Do you get my point? So listening is very simple. You need to, first of all, figure out your ideal clients. Maybe I'll teach that in a separate lesson. Now, your ideal clients refers to a small group of people that whenever you cough, they want to hear what you coughed. That's your ideal client. Those people that they buy from you based on loyalty. That when you say, if you run into X direction, this is what you will get. Before you are finished saying it, they've run into X direction. They've not gotten the results, but they are still running. Those are your ideal clients. Those are the type of people you need to segment your business and say, these are the people I'm focusing on. You know why? Because I explained this thing. Eagles roll with eagles. If you can just get one ideal person, guess what? That one ideal person knows another ideal person, because that person, doesn't he have a friend? Is he alone in the world? Is she alone in the world? Doesn't she have family members? Guess what? When you get one person, the hardest client to get in your entire business is your first client. After your first client, listen to me and listen to me good. You will make more clients. Like, it's like magic. So I said, remember, if you don't use your plan, you will lose your clients, because someone out there is one idea away from taking you out of business. Now, this is very important, and this is the reason why I wanted to talk about this. See, one thing people really are not giving a lot of attention is the fact that if you don't do an idea, you say for any reason like, oh, okay, I'm tired, I'm stressed, a lot of things are going on right now, I don't have the money, I don't have the resources, guess what's going to happen? Somebody somewhere will have the money. Somebody somewhere will have the energy. Somebody somewhere will have the time. And listen to it. The inevitable truth is that customer you're supposed to get, they will get it. So while you're sitting down there and thinking about all the things you don't have available to you to do it, guess what? Somebody else is making a lot of money. So one thing and one principle I like to use for my business is simple. I don't want, and I say this thing, if you can ask my team members, they will tell you, I say this thing consecutively. There's always one young girl or guy out there thinking about how to put me out of business. Before the person will succeed, I will put myself out of business. My team members will tell you, I will rather put myself, let it be that it is me that did it. Do you understand? I want to be the one that did it, but you will not put me out of business. I'll put myself out of business. So you need to learn to execute every single day. Then the last slide is we need to learn to keep it virtual. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because it's very hard as a small business to scale up when you're doing business and you're the only person doing business. You can't afford to pay a lot of people right now. You're a small business. It's just the honest truth. So you can't afford to start saying, oh, I want to get somebody to handle this. I want to get somebody. No, I get that. But you need to keep this business virtual, because these things that you need people to do, they still need to be done. It's just that since you have technology to do it better for you now, then make it easier on yourself and use the technology so you can focus on another thing. See, let me give you one principle that I always work with. See, if I should do the work, I'll do the work well. I'll even do the work fantastic. But what of all the other things that I have to do, like maybe getting new clients, maybe having meetings, maybe building the brand, maybe coming up with new ideas for the business? Who will do those things for me? If, for example, I'm a fashion designer, I have to sit down and make the clothes. Who would think of how to get new clients? Who would think of new trends that we should inculcate? Who would think of, oh, okay, we need to see how we can expand and open a new space, a new store? Who would think of all those things? Because making the clothes already takes a lot of my time. Takes 99% of my time, because when you're starting, you're not doing everything. So making the clothes already takes all my time. So it makes sense for me to, instead of being the person that is running to go and deliver, to get a delivery agent and get a delivery app. Keep everything you're doing in such a way that it doesn't have to always be you. Be virtual. Everything you're doing can be virtual. It's simple. So I said make sure everything you come up with in your plan does not in any way remind these people that you're trying to reach out to of their current state of mind. Like I was explaining to you, they are scared. The reason why they're at home is because they are scared. If they were not scared, they will be on the streets. They are scared. So any form of plan material that you're executing and sending to them, it should always say things like, I know you are scared, but when you do this, this is what you get. Because see, the thing is, and this is one other marketing technique I will give to you guys for free. Listen, if you're trying to get somebody to buy your service, there's a 50% higher likelihood that if you show them what they stand to lose, they will move faster than if you show them what they stand to gain. Let me give you an example. If I tell you that you're overweight and I tell you that if you don't lose weight, you will die in 50 days, you will lose weight. But if I tell you you're overweight and I tell you if you don't lose, like for example, if you get slim, not even if you don't lose weight, if you get slim, I'll give you a car in 50 days. Story. You get to day 30 and say, is this car really worth it? But when you know that you're going to die if you don't lose weight, you will lose weight. You won't be forced. You will lose weight. So the kind of communication you send to them has to first of all say that, I know you're scared, but if you don't do this for your business right now, if you don't do this, this is what you stand to lose. Trust me, they'll pay attention. Because people, there's one thing I call the entitlement mentality. Nobody likes to lose anything. If you buy a car today, even if you are paying for it in installments, if they come and take that car away from you, it will pay you more than if you had not gotten the car into your house and you were not driving the car. Everybody hates to lose something. So make it clear to them that they are losing. So I said, instead, it ensures them that their state of mind is valid and reinforces their belief that even though they will do business with you, they will still be safe. Very important. Even though people are going to do business with you, they will still be safe. And you need to tell them that. You need to, for example, for me, if I want to teach people right now, all I need to say is, you're still going to be safe. You're not coming out of your house. All you need to do is just click on Zoom and you're going to watch me. I'll teach you. That's it. That's it. So what have I communicated to them in that sentence? You will still be safe. All I'm telling you to do is that you should learn, because by the time you come out from this COVID-19 virus scandal right now, see, the people that are going to win are the people that have been building themselves. Let me say this thing again. I like it because there's this girl that says it like that. The people that are going to win are the people that have been building themselves. So if you like, don't build yourself, because what's going to happen is by the time you get back into the office, you're likely to lose your job because other people have been studying. You have not. You see that what I just did there is I made you realize what you stand to lose if you don't learn. Now, with that being said, I think we have come to the end of our virtual class. I am just gonna get us back. Okay, so I'm gonna open this thing now so that you guys can ask me questions and then we can go from there. So please ask me questions. Let me know what I'm doing. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
So,
Hello.
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 Yeah, I can hear everybody.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I talk now?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Thank God you mentioned fashion design, because I'm a designer,
Oh.
fashion designer, and I've always thought that I had to learn every style to be able to satisfy every customer that comes to me, because you cannot tell a customer what style to make. You can only try and make sure that you get whatever style that they bring to you. So when you said that, I've always loved to make dresses that covers the whole body,
Okay.
and still comes out glamorous. But we know that in our world today, most women see dresses that are revealing more appealing. But with what you said, I think because I like dresses that are all covering, doesn't mean that I should work on that aspect and leave the other one, and then hope to get customers who would love what I love.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
That's all right.
Yes.
Okay, great. So let me explain this thing so that you can understand it. So you're saying that you want to reach out to the people that want to wear dresses that are covering their body, right? Like covering every part of their body, right?
Yes, dresses that are not how revealing.
Dresses that are
Yes,
not revealing.
like dresses that don't reveal the boobs, the higher hip areas, all those dresses that can be disturbing to the eyes of a Christian.
Okay, great. Is that all?
Yes.
All right, great. So let me explain it now. This is actually very simple. because you've defined a particular audience. You've defined the people that you're trying to reach out to, and those are the people that are looking for what you believe in, right? You're trying to figure out how do
Yes.
I reach these people so that it's easier for these people to know that I exist, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. First of all, how do you communicate is very important, because since you've defined your brand as the brand that only makes the types of clothes that covers everything, so how you communicate should be very, very important. You need to start making sure that everybody that comes to you wanting the dresses that are like short sleeve or short gown or show their cleavages and all those things, you need to start making sure that you're clearly saying to them, and this thing I'm about to tell you is very important. You're clearly saying to them that I don't make those types of dresses. This is what I make. Now,
Okay.
when you do this, you're running a risk of saying you're losing that type of audience. But listen, it's very important
Yeah.
that you lose that type of audience, because they are the ones bringing the other people that are buying from you. Am I correct?
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's
Yes.
the thing. See, that's why I always tell people that if you charge somebody 5,000 naira today, and you tell the person, but you sure you know it's only for you, oh, guess what's going to happen tomorrow when their friend asks them, how much did you make that dress? They're going to tell their friend, I made it 5,000 naira. Because everybody
Yeah.
wants
Sure.
to be helpful, right? So they're going to
Yes.
bring
Yes.
the same type of people that want the same type of things that they have. So you
Yeah.
have to communicate to your present audience and say to them that you're not the people I want to cater to. The market I want to cater to are the people that want fully clothed dresses, people that want to be covered completely. Now, how do you reach these people? It's very, very easy. You go to, for example, events where you will see different types of ladies, because that's very important.
Okay.
People come out to events and try to show you with their fashion the kind of person they are, right?
They are. Yeah.
For example,
Yes.
you won't see me ever wearing a suit. I'd never do it. You
Okay.
see me wearing a suit, it's a very, very, very scary thing. Trust me. I don't like it. I will never like it. So if you, for example, come to me and try to sell a suit, it not make so much sense to me. But if you try to sell a sneaker to me, I most likely would empty my account for you. Do you understand the concept? Now, if somebody meets me at an event,
Yeah.
because I usually wear sneakers, and you meet me at an event and you're telling me, oh, I see you like sneakers, I have a collection to show you. Trust me, even if I did not want to listen to you, I will listen. Because one thing that's
Okay.
important is you paid attention enough to know what I like, and you're trying to meet me at a point that you think we can connect. So what you do with your audience is simple. When you go for those events and you meet those ladies, you meet the ladies that are wearing the full cover-ups, you approach them and say to them, oh, I like your dress. These are looking really amazing. I have some things I think you do it stylishly, though. You don't just throw it bluntly into their face. But you basically say to them that I like what you're wearing. I think what you're wearing is the coolest thing I have ever seen. And I think I have some things that you might like. Would you like to see them? Because what you're doing is you're switching markets. You're not staying in the market of people that want to just wear open and exposed clothes. You're staying in the market of people that want to wear enclosed, for example, clothes. So all you need to do is communicate to only those people. So when you get the first person that wants that type of dress, trust me, you're set. You get the concept. Hello? Hello, Adora, do you get the concept? I don't know, guys. I think we lost Adora. Does anybody else have a question?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm listening.
Oh, this is Ayo, by the way,
Hi,
just in case for any other person. I'm a graphical designer, and I've been doing graphic design for the better part of 5 years, give or take.
Okay, great.
I'm new to some aspects of graphical designing, but I do like everything. But there is a question that has been bothering me for a while, and that is that would it be better for me to specialize
Or
just
generalize.
one aspect of graphical design, or is it viable to generalize? Because as I said, I've always loved all aspects of it, right from the get-go. Like the main reason I even started graphic designing was just so that I can call my friend, "You're a chicken," and then put his head on the chicken's body for laughs. You know, I just wanted to always be to be able to visually communicate with them. So as I got deeper into graphical design, I saw the commercial aspect of it, or logos, flyer. This was like 2-3 years after I started graphic designing, so it was kind of new to me.
Okay.
And then there was now web designing and whatnot. But I've always
Oh.
just loved improving in it. I even want to enter 3D and some other aspect of it. But I feel like would it be better if I just specialized in just one aspect, like maybe just knowing how to do only logos and flyers, or just maybe visual arts? Or is it okay to just continuously generalize it as it is?
Okay.
That's basically my question. I don't know if you got it wrong.
Okay. All right. So to answer your question is actually pretty I don't want to say simple because it's a very complicated issue, especially when you're dealing with things like art. Because art is very subjective. Some people will say it's better you generalize so that you can reach out to a wide array of markets. But I personally don't believe in that logic, and I'll tell you why. Because if you generalize, because me, I'm always thinking highest amount of profit. If you generalize, you're gonna get the same profit other people are gonna get. And you stand the risk, because it's a very crazy world. You stand the risk of being priced the same way they are pricing other people. So if you're fine being one of the crowd, generalize. But if you want to make your business stand out enough that when people are thinking of, oh, I need somebody to do, for example, photo manipulation, the first person they think of that can handle the work is you. Do you get it? Because you're solving a particular problem. The thing is, specialists always earn more than everybody else that can do anything. When I get called into businesses to consult for them as a specialist, I get paid more than everybody else on staff. The reason is simple. Specialists solve particular problems. So if you're solving a particular problem that does not look to everybody as if it is that important, trust me, there's a select group of people that if you become really good as a specialist in that realm you want to dive into, if you become really good, they are the people that would answer you and they are willing to pay you what you think you are worth. So if I step into a meeting, for example, and people ask me and say, why don't you do graphic design? I tell you, that's your business. What you thought and what I am doesn't have to align. I'm telling you what I am. I'm a digital strategist. So if you want to pay me for digital strategy, that's fine. I'm not telling you I don't understand social media because I do. I'm not telling you I don't understand marketing because I do. I'm not telling you I don't understand graphic design because I do. I'm not telling you I don't understand branding because I do. I'm just telling you that if you're looking for people that are digital strategists, I'm going to be one of the only people you can find that does what I do the way I do it. Now, what that thing communicates to the person is that if you have a particular problem that you cannot solve with everybody else that is general, who do you call? Me. Now, because I'm rare, listen to me, because I am rare, because what I do is rare, I can basically put any price I want to put on it and people pay me. Doesn't mean everybody will pay me, but I have this philosophy. If 10 people pay me 10,000 naira, I will get 100,000 naira. But if one person pays me 100,000 naira, what do I still get? 100,000 naira.
100,000, yeah.
So I don't go for the people that will pay me 5. I don't do it. That doesn't work for me. What I'd rather do is spend my time chasing somebody that will give me 100,000 naira once. So that when the person gives me 100,000 naira once, I can relax for the next 30 days and say, okay, I'm good. Instead of dealing with, because here's the thing people don't realize, when you're dealing and packing a crowd and generalizing, you're giving yourself a lot of work to do. You're only one person. You're giving yourself a lot of work to do, and you cannot satisfy every single person. So pick your poison and drink it slowly. Don't pack a lot of people into your boat and then now complain after everything and say, I'm doing a lot of work and I'm not getting enough pay from it. Why will you get enough pay? It's what you're doing, not what everybody else can do. Why are you not getting enough pay? If I can solve, for example, if the problem you are solving for me, I can solve it with a technology, or I can solve it with an app, or I can solve it by just writing the steps and giving somebody else to do it. Why are you here? What are you doing for me? Do you get the concept? So I've noticed that for the lady that's a tailor, Adora, for example, I've noticed that a lot of people will pay some tailors 3K, 5K to produce a cloth, right?
Yeah, true.
True. Now, let's say, for instance, that we know that because everybody else generalizes, if you don't take that 5K, I can go and give it to somebody else, right?
Yes.
Now, what that now makes you do as the person that's offering the service is you try to lower your prices so you can stay competitive, Abi?
Yeah.
Now, let me now ask you, how long will it be until you people are out of business? Because if you make your own 4.8 and the next person hears about it makes it 4.7, and you guys now keep dropping the price and dropping the price and dropping the price, guess what? One day you will reach zero. It's not going to be very long. You reach zero. And when you reach zero, guess what's going to happen? The customers, listen, this is one thing people don't understand. Customers are not with you because what's it called? They like all you're selling. They are with you because they don't want to go and buy from somebody else and start all over again to be the person that be understanding them. They buy based on loyalty. People don't buy because they like your face. It's not you, it's loyalty. Because they don't want to go and start buying from a new person and have to explain all the things they've explained to you to the new person. So you can either use that thing to your advantage or use it against yourself. So let me put myself as a designer in a shoe where I want to make the highest profits. I will tell you, all I make are dresses that look like this, and I make them for this price. If you cannot afford to do this, now say it politely, because I'm not trying to be rude, so you're not going to tell people that I'm rude. I'll say it politely. But if you cannot afford to give me what I want to produce this type of work, then maybe I am not the designer for you. Because fashion designing is not tailoring. I don't know if you guys understand this. Fashion designing is not tailoring. So we need to stop playing this. We in this country, and one thing I've learned is we play the small game and we play it a lot. We think we're in competition with other people. We're forgetting that we're only in competition with other people because we are doing what they are doing. So to answer your question, Ayo, is very simple. Stop doing what other people are doing and look for a small market that you can say, this market, and you see this market, this is my market, and I will suck all the oil inside this market until this market dries. So that when you get into a conversation with people in this market and they ask you, what do I do? Or what do? You tell them, I only specialize in doing this thing. I have a lot of knowledge in all these other things. So if you tell me do a graphic design for maybe a business, I can do it. If you tell me do a graphic design for this purpose or for this purpose, I can do it. But you see, let me tell you, my main core, what I focus on with all my life and energy is just this. I don't know if you guys understand. Specialization is better than generalization. Don't let anybody deceive you. Now, I'm not saying it's an easy task, but there are ways to do it. There are strategies to build your brand presence such that when people say, I'm looking for a designer, a fashion designer that only makes dresses that are long.
No, keep it there.
That only makes dresses that are long. Guess who they're going to call? Who are all your friends? Who are they going to refer? You, because you're the only one that makes dresses that are long. If they wanted any generic dress, guess who they would have met? Every other person in the planet. Every person in the planet. There's something I put on my status. I said, when the masses go left, who?
Right.
Do you understand that concept?
Yes.
All right. Any other questions, guys?
So how do you pick your specialization?
How do you pick your specialization? That's very interesting. So what I did is I first understood the market. I looked at what I was doing because I started out as a graphic designer. So I looked at that to figure out.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. So I looked at what I was doing. I was a graphic designer, and I looked at what the market needed. I looked for that because, see, there's one thing I've always learned. If you are in the gray area, you survive. Now, let me tell you what the gray area is, and that's how you pick your specialization to answer your question, Ayo. So there are a lot of people that do this type of thing, and the market is asking for people that do this type of thing. There's always a gray area. Let me give you an example of digital strategy. There are a lot of businesses that deal with what's this thing called? High scale businesses. And there are a lot of little teachers that are dealing with small scale businesses. Now, why do I call them small scale businesses? Because they don't make a lot of profits. What I did is that very, very sweet middle, where the high scale can meet me, the low scale can still meet me. Expensive, but everybody can still meet me. So for you, Ayo, what I would do if I want to pick my specialization as a graphic designer is I'll look at what other designers are doing. What are they getting hired for? What are people hiring?
That'll be flyers, logos, websites.
Exactly. So that's what the masses are what? Right?
Yeah.
So simply what you need to start figuring out is what you need to figure out what are the masses not doing and how can I present it in such a way that it becomes a business asset because you're trying to make money, right? So everything you're trying to put around should be a business asset.
Yeah, I remember that she did that well.
Do you understand? You're trying to make sure that you become a business asset to people. So if I'm a designer and I know that what I like to do is photo manipulation, then I have to start thinking, how can photo manipulation make people buy other people's products? what can I possibly photo manipulate to make that when people see it, they can buy other people's products? Or how can I become a product designer such that when I make a product design, because that's another aspect of graphic design, when I make a product design, it encourages people to buy. Or how can I also create illustrations such that when people see the illustrations, it explains what the business wants to explain, enough so that people get it and they want to buy. You see, this thing is actually pretty simple when you're trying to figure out what you want to specialize on. For you as a graphic designer, you just need to figure out, what does the market want? What does the client, what do they want for graphic designers, like the kind of graphic designers they want? What does the market want? How do you enter the middle and become a connector for the two of them? Now, when you've decided on that, all you need to do is, I know that this is what will respond very well with the market. That's the masses, people that will buy the product. Then I just start creating it. I'll create it and I'll share it to the type of companies I'd like to work with. I'd create it and I tag them. I'd create just that type of material alone. Very important. Just that. You're not deviating. You're not doing flyers. You're not doing anything else. You're just doing that niche you found yourself in. You are creating it for that your particular audience. And you not only create it like that, you begin to over-communicate it. Have you noticed that somebody can be very wrong, very, very wrong, but because they are speaking either in a loud voice or they are speaking consistently and with confidence, you may end up believing them. Politicians do it.
Very true.
Politicians do it a lot. They will say one thing that may be a lie, but say it with such confidence that you know is a lie. But you start thinking, can there be truth in this thing? So all you need to do is use it to your advantage, because human beings are very narrow-minded. Psychology of humans is we are very narrow-minded. We only see what is right in front of us. It takes a very special mind to be thinking in the direction of what's not right or what's not going on properly here, and how do I fix it? So all you need to do is very simple, Ayo. When you figure out the place, because I know that's the question you asked now, how do you now reach out to the people you want to get? When you figure out the place you want to stay, whether product design, after you've done your analysis, all you need to do is take one product, create an imaginary product, and say you are going to design this product such that when somebody sees it, they will think this product exists and they will want to buy it. Then you now take that design you've done and go to a company and say, see what I did with this product. See how many people wanted to buy it. Imagine if this was the product. You guys get that?
Yes.
So these things are actually very, very simple. They are very, very simple. If you're trying to get people to buy your services, they are very, very simple. The only problem is we are thinking in wide. We're not thinking in narrow. So you need to get deep. When I say deep, I mean deep and narrow with your audience. Because see, the deeper you go, this is one thing I want to teach you guys. See, let me see if I can bring my board. Hold on for a second. See, you guys can see the board, right? Can you see the board?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
All
right. In business, there's always somebody at the top here, and there's always somebody at the bottom here. Now, this thing is, you guys can see this part.
You can't see the bottom part.
Let me
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yes, you can.
And there's always somebody at the bottom. Now, see, the thing is, there's always nobody here. The top is always the manufacturer. The bottom is the retailers. You guys listen. You guys listen. So, I'm talking to myself.
At all.
Okay, great. Now, there's always the retailer. Then there's always the manufacturer. Now, there's nobody here. Because you've always read in school, they'll tell you the retailer will buy from the manufacturer and sell to the consumer. Right? Now,
yes.
The problem that businesses have is that they sit here and they don't go. They are the retailers of the service, but they don't go. So your own thing is, this I know that business is not going to go up. And I know that I don't have the amount of money to become a manufacturer of the service. I need to begin to take it. You need to talk to your customers here. And You own the market like your personal house. So that the retailer cannot buy what he wants to buy without you knowing. And the manufacturer cannot sell to the retailer without you knowing. So in this case, manufacturer is supposed to sell to the retailer. What I will use that to say is, this is all the people that will buy the graphic design so that they can buy the manufacturer, which is the client, their service. All you need to do is become this person that makes these people buy from these people. And these people will pay you. Listen up, these people that are at the top will pay you. These people that are at the bottom will also pay you. The concept behind that is that the way business works, the concept behind that is that the way business works, to be honest with you, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So I was saying the concept behind that is the way business works is basic human psychology. Basic human psychology. No retailer starts out, except the ambitious one, starts out wanting to manufacturer things they use. So, for example, I work for Pepsi. I buy Pepsi at my place. I don't think I want to become the person making Pepsi. I don't even know the person that is making Pepsi. The person that touched my drink, like processed the drink, put it in the package, sent it to Malam. I don't know the person, but I buy the drink. I don't even know the CEO of Pepsi, but I buy the drink. Right? So you need to become that intermediary that they don't know the person producing it, but they bring it to them. They'll pay you for bringing it to them. Then the clients too, they don't know their exact audience. So you come to them with a solution and say, you see, it's my graphic design. I know the people that are able to buy this type of graphic design. So the client gives you what? They give you payment too. So that's why when I go into a meeting and people ask me, how much do you normally charge? I know for the fact that if I do not collect the client's money, so why should I be acting like I don't have value? Do you guys understand the concept?
Yeah.
Because you find a middle ground that works. So anything you're doing consistently in your business is always look for the middle that nobody is working in and dominate it. Make it your ground. Do you understand? In different other classes, I'll talk about how you can make sure your pricing schedule is right. So that when you're pricing your product, you're not ruining your business, thinking you are helping your business. But like sometimes I hear people say things like, my product is just this amount. You've not factored in the fact that you're paying for equipment. I don't know if you have staff. I don't know if you have rent that you're paying for. Because even if you are living in your house, the fact that you're doing your business in your house, you're supposed to pay rent. But you're using lights. You have not paid light. You have not put light bill inside your profit and loss. And you're saying this is your price. So when NEPA now comes and says, my friend, where's your NEPA bill? What exactly are you going to tell them? I didn't put it in my price. I don't know if you guys understand the concept.
Yeah, we do.
Great. So with that, I think we've already gone. This is 2 hours. I'm already tired of talking. I want to drink water. Please, guys. I think I'm done. Please, I want to do something else. All right, guys. It was nice. It was nice.
I want to quickly ask a question.
Okay. I'm here.
I have one question. So, yeah, I'm like in terms of your generation and specialization, as you said, and specialization is better. Will you equate that to just someone that is starting up, like a startup or a huge conglomerate? Like if I should look at an example, let's assume that, for example, Pepsi now, they do their bottle drink and maybe they also do like biscuits or snacks or that kind of thing. I think Bonvita does that. Yes. It's kind of like broader. They don't specialize in just making just one product, but a wide range of products.
Each product is specialized for a special audience.
So each product is specialized, but it's more than one. Okay, I understand. I do understand.
Do you get it? So you can have,
that means you can basically specialize in more than one thing.
You can.
Or make sure
that's the beauty of specialization. So let me give an example. So for Tectari now, for example, our services, like the main services, all services we do, right? They are too expensive and too pricey for small and medium scale businesses. So I started thinking in the realms of how can I make it easy and accessible for even the small scale businesses. And then I decided, why not do courses? Why not do training? Why not do seminars? Do you get what I mean? Because these people don't have money to hire people to do the work or even pay you to do the work for them. You still want to be of value to them. So I'm servicing both ends of the spectrum. So in both ends of the spectrum, I'm a specialist. To the small, medium scale businesses, I'm somebody that can help their business grow. To the high scale businesses, I'm the person that when they call, I will get the results for them. Do you get my point?
Yes, I do.
All right, Mubarak, I thought you said you had a question. Let me get it on time. Just
Yes. So my question has to do with you sound like one of my old time mentors. The guy makes mention of this stuff with pride, not pride as but the negative pride, but like positive pride, like I'm proud of myself. So he says when he walks into a room, again, there's hardly any time where he was able to seal the deal, in as much as he was seeing the client face to face. The only time he has lost deals with clients is probably virtually. But once he can see them and talk to them physically, that's the end. Now, he says something about his negotiation skills, that they are top notch. And then I know that people learn the art of negotiation, right?
yeah.
So I want to know what kind of confidence level one needs to attain before you'll be able to secure deals. I don't know if you get my question. Like the way the guy says, it's not like he learned it spectacularly from anywhere, but based on his own personal experience, he started calling himself a king negotiator.
Okay, so let me tell you, the basis of every strong negotiation is to first understand that you are the one helping them, they're not helping you.
Yes.
That's just like if you walk into that conversation knowing that you are the one helping them, they're not helping you, you already won.
Exactly.
So every form of statement you make is like, for example, I know that I'm coming into a room and I give people advice that lives will be changed. I walk into that room with way more confidence, understanding that I am the person that's about to change their lives. So whether or not they agree to pay me money, I know that my ideas will change their life. I have that belief because my ideas have changed my own life personally. Do you understand? So I'm living, walking, breathing testimony of my own ideas. So why can't I replicate the same for them? Now, granted, it doesn't mean that everybody's situation is the same, but it just means that when you walk into any conversation, always understand, first of all, that I'm helping you, you're not helping me. Even if you have money to give me, I'm helping you, you're not helping me. Because you can give that money to anybody else and they will squander it. But if you give it to me,
that's very true.
This is what happens. You get it?
I completely understand.
And when
you have to make them feel like you are doing them a favor,
exactly.
not the other way around.
Exactly. See, one thing I've learned about human beings from all my reading and my studying is, and even from my personal communication with people, is that, see, people are afraid to lose what they don't even have. Let me ask you a question. Why is it that when someone comes, the client comes, which is something that I really don't do, the client comes to you and says, I want you to do this work. What I have for the work is 10,000 naira, and you know the work is worth 50K, right? You know the work is worth 50K minimum, and you know your profit is 50K added to that, which is 100K, and they want to pay you 10,000 naira. The first thing that comes to your mind is, should I take this 10,000 naira? So you start running. There's this thing they call entitlement loss. You have not touched the money. It's not your account. They've not sent the money. All of a sudden, you start feeling like you've lost money. How did you lose money?
What if you didn't even meet them?
If the client did not come to you, would you not have figured out a way to live your life? Would you have died?
Exactly. Yes, you would have done that. Yes.
So why is it different when they now talk to you?
So you can't lose what you don't have, basically.
You can't lose what you don't have.
So yes, I think the answer there is psychology.
It's just psychology. It's just, and that's why sometimes when they dangle a price in front of some people, people will move. I don't get moved. I had a conversation. Let me even talk about a conversation so you guys will. I had a conversation with somebody and she wanted me to do a work for her. And I knew that, honestly speaking, if I wanted to do the work, it would cost at least 100K to do the work. At least 100K to do the work. So I told her, this is what it will cost to do the work. And she told me, oh, that's too expensive. What I have is 30K. I told her, okay, maybe somebody else should do it then. And she told me,
yeah, I know someone who can do less.
And she said, are you not seeing the money right now? I'm ready to send it to you. I said, whether you send it to me or not does not matter. 30K is not moving.
Okay, the Nigerian Okirika market syndrome. Yes, I get. Once you have that 5K, you don't buy the thing with that at hand.
Do you get it? So there's this sense of loss that what if
Yes.
I now stay throughout today and I don't get the work? Has the life ended? Because people forget that if you don't take that work for 10K, right? If you don't take that work for 10K, let me tell you what's going to happen. Odds are you spend your time enjoying your life. But if you take that work for 10K, that person will not call you all through the entirety of the work and disturb your destiny. So why take it?
Oh, because of 10K.
Think about it. At the end of the work, the 10K is not worth the effort of doing the work. So why are you taking the work?
That's for sure.
You understand it?
Disadvantage.
It's just how human beings are. And see, one thing is, if you agree to the 30K when you charge that 100K, in her mind, even though you did it to help her, in her mind, what she's hearing is the value of this thing was actually 30K. You wanted to live it off. So it now leaves an entitlement mentality. She now start calling you and telling you things like, did I not pay for this one? Why are you doing like this now? I've seen a lot of things in this business. So I can tell you with experience that if your mind is telling you this money is not enough for you to live with anybody's business, don't take it. Tell the person to take their money and go somewhere else. Because see one thing, if somebody comes to you, and honest, real, true life story, a friend of mine came to me and said she wanted me to do a work for 5K. Me do a work for 5K. I said, okay, no problem. I told her, I can't do the work for 5K. This is my price. She said she has somebody else that can do it for 5K. Now listen to this story, very important. Now she carried the work after I told her I would do. She carried the work and gave it to the person for 5K. Then the next time she wanted to do work, she still came to me. Why did she come to me? She already knows I'm expensive, so why did she come to me?
Well, I think in my opinion, I think you maybe value your quality. I think she believes, even though I don't know if she has tasted the work before, but if she hasn't, she still believes that the fact that you were firm at the point when you told her.
Exactly, because if you lower your price today, you lower it tomorrow. So start from the beginning and say no. A Gucci bag does not drop in value. A Versace bag does not drop in value. So if you really think what you're doing is valuable, you shouldn't drop price for anything. The only times I've ever advised anybody to drop price is if somebody is giving you bulk, they're buying more than what they can handle normally. I pay individual prices. Then you can give them discounts. But they're buying one thing, the straight up price. Is it? No questions asked. You want to buy, it's fine. Go to somebody else. They'll sell it for you cheaper. Just don't do that kind of work. Trust me, the time they're looking for somebody that does really expensive work, they will not go to the cheap people. Nobody that has a real need goes to the cheap people. I've never seen it happen before in my life. We're not built that way in psychology. If we have the money and we want to solve a real problem, we go to the people that are expensive. Just how we're wired. All right, so I hope I've answered everybody's question. I need to disappear, guys. This is like 7:20. I tried 2 hours 20. I said 1 hour. All right, guys. So that's about all for this right now. I want to be sure that everybody got value from this. Like this was really impactful. So what I want you guys to do is, if you guys can send probably a voice note or maybe a message saying that this was really impactful, like that, because I want to put that out on social media so that for the next classes we can get more people into the mix and have a more full class. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for taking this meeting. I really appreciate you.